What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today is something a little bit different. You are in my kitchen, and today we are making Mexican rice. It is my recipe, super easy, foolproof. Anybody can make it. As long as you do not burn water, you should be able to make this recipe. So if you want to learn my recipe, which is pretty good, then keep on watching. Okay, so over here I already have the oil heating up. I use grapeseed oil, and then the ingredients that I'm gonna use are rice, of course, some chicken bouillon, tomato bouillon, tomatoes, some onions, some achote sazon. Get it to focus. And water, of course. I actually have some chicken boiling over here, so I may use some of that broth along with some water just to give it some better flavor. Now I am just rinsing the rice that I'm gonna use. I don't really measure how much I'm gonna need or use. I just kind of fill up this little thing with it, and I'm going to let it drain a little bit more so it's not too wet. I'm just going to let it drain a little bit more until my oil is ready, and I'm going to pop it in the oil. So if you notice, it is a pretty good amount of oil. I'm obviously not going to leave all of that oil in there. The reason why I like to put a lot of oil is so I don't have to be like meneándole a lot. I just leave it like that, let it fry on its own. Obviously right now it's not even that hot yet, that's why it hasn't even started frying, but once it starts frying, you just want to leave it, or once it starts frying, you just want to let it fry on its own and try not to mix it a lot, because that actually breaks up your rice and then it's not gonna look as pretty. It's gonna be all broken up. So that is why I use a lot of oil, but you will see that I'm gonna take it out once it's done frying. While your rice is frying, you want to go ahead and put all your ingredients and blend them together. So right here I just have a little piece of that onion. I have both of the tomatoes sliced in half. I'm gonna add some of this chicken bouillon. If you're not gonna use any actual chicken broth at all, I do recommend putting in a good bit of it. Since I'm gonna use some of the chicken broth that I have, I am not gonna put so much of it. I'm also gonna put a little bit of tomato bouillon, even though it has tomatoes in there. And then lastly, I love to add this to it no matter what, because it gives it, sorry, I'm trying to open it with my mouth, it gives it a really nice color and flavor. So I'm gonna add the whole packet in there, and then I'm gonna add some water. I like to add a good bit of water, just so it can be really nice and blended. Now let's see if I can close this with one hand. Okay, let me tighten it. So as you can see, it's starting to fry up a little bit, and like I said, I'm not really going to go in and stir it a whole lot because I don't want my rice to break. So I'm just going to let it do its thing, and I'm going to put this to blend over here. kind of give it a little shake, make sure that all the tomato is blended. And this is the color that you want, a really nice bright orange color. Once my rice starts to turn a little bit brown, I am going to take out all the excess oil. I do recycle this oil because it's basically clean, doesn't have anything in it other than the rice. So I am gonna take it out. Usually what I do is I just grab this little thing and I grab a better spoon than this. I would probably use this one. And I basically get the oil, scoop it out, scoop it in here, make sure no rice goes in there. And yeah. And then I just reuse that oil if I'm gonna cook something else or whatever. So I will be back. Alright, so the rice is pretty brown. Not too brown, but you can see all of this extra oil in here that obviously we don't want. So I'm just gonna scoop it out. Obviously, it's okay if you scoop out some rice along with the oil because it's not going to go anywhere. That's good. Then, if I have rice in here, I just dump it back in. And then just give it one last stir. Kind of even it out. And then the fun. Now, I like it to be a little bit more watery than this, just to make sure that the rice cooks pretty good. So I'm going to grab some of that chicken broth and put it in there. This is more what I like for it to look like. Now, I am going to leave it on pretty high. Once it all simmers just like it is right there, it all starts boiling all around, then I will turn it down and cover it. But I'm gonna wait just a little bit. If you need to stir it, right now is your last chance to do it, because after this you don't want to touch it, you don't want to mess with it until it is completely done. So I do like to give it one last stir just to make sure that there's nothing stuck in the edges that's not going to cook through all the way. And I'm going to turn down the heat all the way to about there. And I am going to cover it. and now we wait. Okay, you guys, a little update. It is still cooking right now. I can see it still has pretty good amount of broth in there, so I'm not too worried. If you see your rice, it's not fully cooked all the way, but it is drying out on you. You may need to add a little bit more liquid, whether it is broth or what I like to call like chicken bouillon water, just to make sure that it cooks all the way and your rice is not hard. I don't recommend adding just plain water in there. If you don't have chicken broth like this to add in there, don't add plain water. If you have chicken bouillon, then mix some chicken bouillon with water and add that in there. And the reason for that is because if you just add plain water, then it's gonna take out all the flavor out of your rice. So either use chicken broth or use water mixed with chicken bouillon. You could probably even use tomato bouillon. I've never tried it, but I'm sure it'll be just as good. So yeah, should be a few more minutes to let that cook, and we should be ready to eat. Alright, you guys, it's been probably about 20 minutes. I just turned off my rice. Usually I like to try and peek in here. As you can see, obviously there's a lot of condensation in there, so you cannot see the rice. So a little trick that I like to do so that I do not open it, because whatever you do, you do not want to open your rice. I go ahead and give it a little shake, kind of mess with it, let that water kind of drip off the lid so I can take a little peek in there. And let me see if I can do this. I just move it around and I can kind of see in there the rice looks pretty cooked. I am going to go ahead and open it just to show you guys, but usually I like to let it sit with the lid closed until we are ready to serve it. My chicken is still cooking, so I am not ready to eat it just yet, but for the sake of showing you guys, I'm going to go ahead and open it. This is what it looks like. So, ta-da! This is what it looks like. It is full. It is all in one big piece. As you can tell, none of the rice is broken because we didn't stir it as much in the beginning. So it looks nice, yummy, and full. And some of my flavor did go out to the corners, which is okay because when I serve it, I like to start in the corner anyways, so it'll be delicious. So that was basically it, you guys. I told you it was super easy and foolproof. If you like this type of video, please let me know. I will be glad to share what I know in the kitchen with you guys. It's not a whole lot, but you know what, the things that I do make, usually my family loves pretty like a lot. So if you make this recipe, please tag me in any posts or videos. Let me know how it came out, and let me know if you thought it was as easy as I did. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye!